This AJU University online video will be about maintenance and troubleshooting. To perform the daily maintenance, we will do the following procedures. First, we will pull out and agitate the white ink cartridges. Then, we will clean the wiper blade. The items required to perform daily maintenance are lint-free wipes. Now we will begin the maintenance section of this video. In order to perform maintenance on the printer, we'll first need to open the top cover. We'll first press the button located underneath the ink bay and push up on the top cover. Once the cover is open, we'll use the lid prop to hold the cover in place. Once the top cover is open, you will notice the top cover error message which appears. This time, we can ignore the message. Next, in order to perform the daily and weekly maintenance, we'll need to release the print head carriage. To release the print head carriage, we will go to the main menu, go to Maintenance. Now we will release the print head carriage. Once the print head carriage is released, it is now in free motion and can be moved to the center of the printer to perform maintenance. During the daily maintenance, in order to clean the wiper blade, we'll use a lint-free wipe and we'll clean the top surface of the wiper blade. So we'll then pinch the wipe with the blade and move across to remove any ink residue that is on the wiper blade. And this concludes the daily maintenance. The weekly maintenance will consist of the following procedures: cleaning the maintenance station, the bottom print head plate, and inspecting the left drip pan foam. The items required to perform a weekly maintenance are left drip pan foam, cleaning solution, a wiper blade if needed, lint-free wipes, large cleaning applicators, and small cleaning applicators. In order to clean the maintenance station, which is part of the weekly maintenance, we'll first begin by cleaning the top plate. In order to clean the top plate, we'll use cleaning solution, lint-free wipes, and large applicators. We'll begin by placing some cleaning solution on the lint-free wipe. And then we'll clean the metal surfaces in between the gaskets. Once the top plate is clean, we'll use the wide applicator and clean around the plate. We'll want to remove the dry ink that is built up. Using our lint-free wipe, we'll then wipe around to catch any of the dry ink. Now that the top nozzle plate has been cleaned, we'll then remove the bubble breakers and clean those. To remove the bubble breaker, we'll pull up and release them free. Then we'll use the lint-free wipe to remove any ink that is on the bubble breaker. If you have an RI 3000, you'll remove all 3. If you have an RI 6000, you'll remove all 6. Now that we've removed all the bubble breakers, we can clean the insides and the tops of the gaskets. Using your lint-free wipe, we will run along the top of the gasket ring to remove any dry ink that is there. If any ink spillage occurs, we'll use a lint-free wipe and clean in between the gaskets once more. Once the gaskets have been cleaned, we'll now turn on the pumps and valves to syringe the maintenance station gaskets. To turn on the pumps and valves, we will access the advanced menu. We will go to the maintenance station tab. We'll begin by turning on the CMYK valve, followed by the CMYK pump. Now we can begin syringing the CMYK gaskets. Once the CMYK valve and pumps are on, we will then syringe the CMYK gaskets first. So first, we'll use the needle to pull in cleaning solution. Then we'll clean the gaskets. And we'll place the needle into the gasket hole to clean out the filters as well. And we'll move along to the next color. Once the CMY gaskets have been syringed, we can now turn off the pump first. We'll wait a few moments and then turn off the valve. Next, we'll move on to the white gaskets. Once the maintenance station is clean, we will replace the bubble breakers into the gaskets. It is very important that the groove of the bubble breakers is facing downward. So we'll place the bubble breaker into the gasket and we'll push down to secure it in the gasket. You want to make sure that it is laying fully flat and it's not lifting up. Once all the bubble breakers have been placed in the maintenance station, we can then move on to cleaning the wiper blade assembly. Now, we'll clean the wiper blade assembly. In order to remove the wiper blade, we'll use a lint-free wipe. We'll pinch the wiper blade with the wipe and pull up to release it from the assembly. Once released, we'll use a lint-free wipe to remove all the ink off the wiper blade. At this time, you'll also want to inspect the wiper blade for any wear and tear. If you see any wear and tear on the rubber, you'll want to replace it at this time with a brand new wiper. Before reinserting the wiper blade or replacing it, we'll clean the wiper holder assembly. In order to clean the wiper holder assembly, we'll use a narrow cleaning applicator and cleaning solution. We'll dip the applicator into the solution and we're going to stick it into the wiper holder halfway. We'll simply move from side to side to clean any ink that is built up in the wiper holder. We'll then clean around it as well and clean the surface . We'll use our lint-free wipe to just wipe any ink off of the surface. Once it is clean, we'll place the wiper into the wiper holder assembly. To place the wiper into the wiper holder, we'll use the side with the lip and face it towards the maintenance station. We'll push it in until it is straight. Once it's in and straight, the maintenance portion of the maintenance station is complete. Once the maintenance on the maintenance station is complete, we'll now clean the bottom print head nozzle plate. To clean the bottom print head plate, using a saturated lint-free wipe with cleaning solution, we'll clean in between the print heads, removing all the dry ink between the print heads, returning the plate to its metallic state. Once all the ink has been removed from the bottom plate, we will then use cleaning solution in a wide applicator to clean the print heads. We'll begin with the cyan print head and wipe down. We'll flip the applicator over and clean the magenta head. Using a new applicator, we'll clean the yellow and black heads. And a new one to clean the two white heads. If you have an RI 3000, you'll only have 3 heads requiring 2 applicators. Once you've cleaned the print heads, your bottom head plate is now clean and you can resume regular printing. Once the maintenance on the bottom print head plate is complete, we will now secure the carriage. To replace the left drip pan foam, we will remove the foam from the tray underneath the maintenance station. Once you've removed the screws, we'll then pull out the drip pan foam. If the foam needs to be replaced, we will then replace it at this time. You will remove it from the tray. And replace it with a new foam. When placing it back into the machine, keep in mind that there are 4 tubes that come down onto this piece of foam. We want to be sure that all 4 tubes are on the foam. We'll begin by inserting the tray down and scooping up to ensure that all the tubes are resting on top of the foam. This now concludes the weekly maintenance portion. The bi-weekly maintenance will consist of the following procedure: inspecting the right drip pan foam. The items required to perform the bi-weekly maintenance are right drip pan foam. To replace the right drip pan foam, we will remove it from the holder and replace it with a new piece of foam. This concludes the bi-weekly maintenance section. The monthly maintenance will consist of the following procedures: inspecting the waste ink tank and the fan filters. The materials required for the monthly maintenance are fan filters. We will inspect the waste ink can. We'll pull it out from the printer and see how full it is. There is a pink sensor located at the back of the waste ink can, which shows the full level. Once the ink has reached the sensor, it is now full and will need to be drained. In order to drain the waste ink can, we'll have to locate the waste ink drain tube. The waste ink drain tube will be located underneath the front ink mist cover. To drain the waste ink tank, we'll first remove the brown bag from inside the printer, which contains the external drain tube. Once we pull out the external drain tube, we'll insert it in the rear of the printer. We'll now pinch down and insert the drain tube. Once the drain tube is in, we will place the tube inside of our waste ink tank. Once the external drain tube has been placed in a waste tank, we will now lift up the waste ink tank from inside the printer to start the flow. You may need to loosen the cap a little, and the flow should begin. Once it begins draining, we can place it back in the printer until it is complete. Once it's complete, be sure to retighten the black cap, and then we can resume printing. To remove the fan filter, we'll simply pull up and release it from the fan. Once the fan filter becomes fully black from edge to edge, you will then replace it with a new fan filter. And then we'll place it back onto the fan. This now concludes the monthly maintenance. Once maintenance is complete, we will close the top cover. To close the top cover, we'll first undo the lid prop. Once the lid prop is secure, we'll close the top cover. You want to be gentle when closing the top cover. If it is released too aggressively, you can offset the laser. This now concludes the maintenance and troubleshooting portion of the Anajet University online video.